country is sick, sick. The country need immediate attention. Doctor, the country is sick, sick. The country is sick, sick. The country need immediate attention. Oh, don't you feel me like that? Don't you feel it?
All right. Doctor, the country is sick. The country is sick. A lot of people are sick around here. They're walking around. A lot of people walking around sick. But I pray and trust that we'll all get the healing that we need, even in Christ Jesus. We serve a great, great God and a way maker, miracle worker. And so we do pray and trust that sick people will get well. Amen. We have with us tonight, or Dr. Paula Abrahams and Virginia Centelier. And they're going to be talking to us this evening about breast cancer awareness. And I'm going to leave it to them to just have a conversation about this thing. All right. Two persons who know what they're saying. They know what they're doing. And they're going to be sharing with us tonight. Doc, welcome. Virginia, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Well, let's start with Dr. Paula Abrahams. Dr. Paula Abrahams, who are you? Tell us who you are.
Oh, hi, everyone. Good evening. Of course, I'm Dr. Paula Abraham. I am from the island of Dominica. Been here 37 years, practicing initially as a nurse, now a doctor of public health. And I just want to say welcome, and I hope tonight we can have an interactive discussion on breast cancer since it's October and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Virginia?
Hi, my name is Virginia Centelier, and I'm so happy to be here. And for those of you who are looking, thank you and welcome. I am from the Caribbean island, the nature island of Dominica. I live right here in Houston, and I help Dr. Abraham serve her passion for serving the people of Houston who have survived breast cancer.
All right. You guys are here in Houston, but you don't just work with Houstonians. I know Miss Virginia is all over the globe. I mean, she has a passion for this thing, so she go everywhere. Once they call, she's on the go, globally. Here in the USA, I mean, I know they make a big deal about this thing, and it's not a joke business or anything like that. But how do you find people receiving this October thing as breast cancer awareness? How do you find that they're taking it? Do you think they're taking it serious enough?
Oh,
in your experience?
Absolutely. I think it's a big deal, not just in the United States, but actually all over the world. Mm-hmm. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I always emphasize that October should not just be the month that everyone is thinking about cancer. I think everyone needs to be thinking about cancer every day. Because cancer does not wait till October to affect people.
Right.
And so it is very, very important that it is on the forefront of your mind that you are thinking about breast cancer every day. And I always say, if you have breast, then every one of you is at risk for breast cancer. So you need to be thinking about it every day and not just the month of October. But it is quite busy in October. It's a lot of walkathons and luncheons and symposiums and a lot going on. We appreciate the raising of awareness in that particular month, but we emphasize that you need to be aware every day.
Well, to add to this, one of the things I will say for me, you usually say, oh, there is no breast cancer in your family, right? There is no history of breast cancer in your family. So you think, oh, I'm immune, I can't get it. That's not true. That was my thinking. And then I get the knowledge and the education about it doesn't have to be hereditary. It could happen to you, to me, anytime, any day. So I have a different perspective now of breast cancer. But prior to that, I just thought, okay, I never went and I have myself checked because no one in my family had breast cancer. And that's a myth. We need to get rid of it. If you're out there and you're listening and you have not been checked or screened, you need to do this right now. And not just for the month of October. You need to do it anytime.
That's right. Are any one of you survivors of breast cancer?
I am 13 years.
13 years ago? Wow. 13 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What about you, Virginia?
No.
No? Okay.
And I thank the Lord for that.
That's right. That's right. That's right. As a doctor, have you treated anyone with breast cancer?
I'm actually not a medical doctor.
Okay.
I'm a public health
Doctor. Oh, got you.
Yes.
Got you. And like I said, we're going to be having a dialogue here tonight. We have these two lovely ladies who, like I said before, they know what they're doing and they know what they're saying. They've been around enough people with this scenario, this situation, and they're here to help us tonight. I know some of the men are on. They're going to ask their questions because we are concerned. My mom said, "You sound nervous, DJ." That's what she said the other day when I brought it out that that it brought to my attention that men has breast cancer issues. So we're going to talk about that right after this song. Miracle God is the song. We're talking to Dr. Paula Abraham and Virginia Hilaire tonight.
You're a miracle worker. You are. You're unchangeable, but a changer. That's who you are. That's what you do. No greater power. That's who you are. You're a miracle worker. And you are. You're unchangeable, but a changer. That's who you are. That's what you do. No greater power. That's who you are. And so we call you the living God.
All right, we're back with Dr. Paula and Virginia Hilaire, and we are talking about breast cancer. The floor is yours, ladies.
All right. So, Dr. Abraham, tell me, how did you feel when you first got the news? Walk us through those steps of your journey for breast cancer.
Well, actually, I was in Dominica on vacation, and I was at my parents' home in the village when I felt the lump in my breast. And I knew immediately something was wrong because this is not a lump that was there. It's not a lump I was familiar with. Hence the reason we tell women to know your breast, because when something abnormal shows up, you will know immediately it's different. And so when I felt the lump, when I came back to the United States, I went to my doctor and she sent me for an ultrasound. And during the ultrasound, the radiologist said, "I think your doctor would want you to have a biopsy." And he went ahead and did a biopsy, and of course he's not going to give me the results even if he sees, something is wrong. But on Monday morning, my doctor called and said that I had breast cancer, and there started my 1-year journey. I had 6 months of chemotherapy and surgery, of course, and radiation, and 1 year of one particular drug. And so it's a horrible experience, of course, but I think with every downside of your journey, there is always the opportunity to step up to a higher level. And I am convinced that if I had not been through breast cancer, I would not be on the journey that I am right now, helping other women who are actually going through it right now. So although it was terrible, but I appreciate having had the experience, because now I can look back and I can, I see the need for coming out and helping other people. And so that's where I'm right now. 13 years later, I'm still alive, and it's no longer a death sentence. It is like any chronic illness. People are living, millions of people are living after cancer treatment, and they're doing good things.
So when the doctor gave you that news, we all have a reaction. What was your immediate reaction?
Well, actually, when I got the news, I was at work. And so that for the entire day, I was in a daze. I was working, but I wasn't there. It's the most horrible news. And then getting home and having to tell my family that I was just diagnosed with breast cancer was the most difficult thing I could have done. But through it all, I worked for the entire 6 months of chemotherapy. I never missed one day work. Of course, you have the horrible side effects of the chemotherapy. You're very weak, you're ashy, everything is turning black, your tongue, your hands, every hair on your body is dropping. But I still, kept the faith. I was strong through God's grace, of course. And I went through the whole treatment, and I made it through. And I'm very appreciative that I'm here. And I know that I'm here for a purpose. And so I think the preventive method is better. Even though for those who are listening, if, tomorrow you should have to go through the same journey that I went through, I'm sure that God will give you the grace to endure it, but I'm saying that the prevention is actually better than having to go through the treatment. And so you need to be very vigilant, and you need to be aware that you are also at risk for breast cancer if you still have your breast. And so you have to do everything necessary to prevent yourself from coming down with that disease. And so we can probably talk about some of the things that can possibly put you at risk for breast cancer. Just an educational piece. Of course, if you have breast, like I said before, you're at risk. And if you're a woman, women are much more likely, 100 times more likely to come down with breast cancer than men. We know that a small percentage of men is going to be affected. This year in 2019, 2,600 men in the United States are going to come down with breast cancer. We don't know who it's going to be, okay? So what we tell the men is to be vigilant, and we tell the ladies, you are actually the best person to detect that lump in your husband's or your boyfriend's or your partner's breast, because most of the time men are not doing breast self-exam. So ladies, you have to take that role to make sure that you are alert and you're vigilant for not just your breast but your partner's breast. And some other signs, some other risk factors are, for ladies who went through estrogen therapy, after menopause, women go through estrogen therapy, and for the women who stayed on that hormone for an extended period of time are at a higher risk for breast cancer. And of course, if you had an aunt, a grandmother, a mom, and if by any chance they carried the gene for breast cancer and you happen to be a daughter, then you are at higher risk for breast cancer. And so there are many, many things that places you at risk for breast cancer, but you have to know your family history. You have to know if your grandmother had it, if your mom had it, your auntie, how many sisters you had. There are a lot of families with auntie. Two of my sisters are gone. You just hear horrible stories. So you have to know your family history.
How long did you do the chemotherapy?
6 months. And then I had one drug that extended for a year period, but the chemo itself was 6 months.
So when you kept going back to your doctor and you got the news, did you get some sort of news? Tell the people, what was it like after the 6 months therapy? Was the cancer all gone? What was the next step?
Well, after you were treated for breast cancer, you were on an annual surveillance, really. You always know that the chances for recurrence are there. I personally feel like God has healed me from breast cancer. And so every year they will be doing the ultrasound and the mammogram for you to make sure that nothing is coming back. But it is what it is, and I am still leaning towards that educational piece, and I'm encouraging the women out there to make sure you're having, in addition to doing your breast self exam, you need to be doing your mammogram. And mammogram is recommended really at the age of 40, but if you have a family history of mammogram, of breast cancer, they may do it a little earlier for you. So please do your mammograms every year, if that's what's recommended for you. And every day, really, while you're in the shower, you should be doing your breast self exam.
Okay, I'm sure there are several men out there, including DJ Leroy, listening and hosting the show. What can you tell the men out there who are listening, who probably in a million years never thought that breast cancer could happen to them? What can you tell them?
Yeah, well, I told them that even though they're at a much lower risk than a woman, but they still remain at risk. And as I said, almost 3,000 men in the United States is going to come down with breast cancer this year. And so we don't know who it's going to be. And so everyone has to be vigilant. Everyone has to be alert and take the necessary steps to detect it early if it happens. So, like I said, it's nothing to be afraid of. I mean, it's not a journey you want to go on, but it's nothing to be afraid of. You just have to be alert and be vigilant and do what it takes to detect cancer early. I mean, not just breast cancer, but any cancer in your body. You have to know your body, you have to know your breast and know what is abnormal with your body.
So, Dr. Abraham, after you finished your chemotherapy and you started getting back on your feet again, as you said, you never stopped working, you had a mission, you had a vision to do something to educate the community, to educate the women, to educate, now that we know, even the men, to educate the young ones. It's not just 30 plus, it's even the younger ones. What was that mission? What was that vision that came to you after, after everything, you got back on your feet?
Well, actually, after I completed breast cancer treatment, I started a small business, selling breast cancer, jewelry and shirts and wigs and whatever. But I really didn't get the fulfillment I needed. I mean, I could have made money from it, but that's not what I wanted to do. So I kind of put that aside, and I started the Caribbean Breast Cancer Foundation. It's an opportunity to help women who are going through cancer treatment. I mean, having gone through it myself, I know the hardship that women can, experience while having treatment, especially young ones, not just young ones, but most of the time when women are going through breast cancer treatment, some of them have to quit, many of them have to quit work, and that can actually place a tremendous hardship on not just the woman, but the entire family. So I decided to start the Caribbean Breast Cancer Foundation. It's a nonprofit, which supports women undergoing treatment, even during treatment and after treatment, because sometimes after treatment, women are still having challenges with paying the bills and continuing life, so, and we also do a lot of education. We go to churches and, the groups, and we educate the public, about breast cancer. So we are on a mission, and it's my passion. It's a lot of work, but it's what I love to do, and I'm just so elated when the women say thank you, because they need the help out there. They need the assistance out there. Some are single parents, and they're going through breast cancer treatment and don't even know. Just the other day we had a breast cancer luncheon, and there was one young lady that we supported, and she spoke about, while she was actually from out of town, and she spoke about being in Houston going through treatment. And while she was in Houston, they were about to cut off her electricity in her city. And when she got back to Houston, we had actually supported her. So when she got back here, and they told her she had a letter in the mail, and that was able to keep her electricity on with her kids in the house while she's out of town having breast cancer treatment. What else can you ask for? These are the things I live for, is to support people. As a matter of fact, all my life, I have served the public. From 18, I've been a registered nurse, serving the public. And that's what I'm called to do, and that's what I will do until I'm no longer able to do it. So it's my joy and it's my passion to help the individual who cannot help themselves. And that's what we're all about.
Yes, that's awesome. CaribbeanBreastCancer.org is the website. And when Dr. Abraham asked me to come on board, good old Virginia, can't say no, because I'm all about helping those who can't help themselves. And the foundation is educational. We assist individuals with breast cancer, those who have survived. We have also assist the families. So if you do have the time, go on to CaribbeanBreastCancer.org. We are looking for sponsors. Yes, we are looking for sponsors. We're a small non-profit organization in the community. We serve. You have breast cancer, you're a survivor, you're struggling, and that is what the foundation does. We have the walk that we do, and again, we do that to raise funds, and that's usually done in April. Tell us about the walk.
In spring, we have two signature events. We have a walkathon and a health fair in spring, and an educational activity / luncheon in October. And we normally advertise, on social media. We post, posters in local restaurants, and we really want you to come out and support. But still on the educational journey. Now we have launched a YouTube channel, and it's called Dr. Paula's Breast Health. We want you to check it out. We have released 4 videos, talking about breast cancer and, the risk factors. And the last video is talking about cancer survivors and the flu vaccine and if they should take it. And we have one coming out talking about inflammatory breast cancer. And so it is a journey that we would like you to come with us on. It is an educational journey. You say knowledge is power. And usually if you go to see a physician, and if he knows that you have knowledge and you have background, he may treat you differently if you know exactly what to ask. If you walk into an office and you don't know what to ask, you're pretty much throwing anything at you and you take everything. But if you know what to ask, if you're knowledgeable, then you'll be armed with that knowledge, and you will ask, and they will know that you're smart, and they'll do the necessary tests for you. Okay, so we just want you to be alert, be vigilant, be educated. Be aware that every day actually you need to be on your P's and Q's. Looking at your body and making sure that anything abnormal, if anything abnormal shows up on your body, you need to seek your doctor's attention. At least go see a doctor. And that's what we're all about.
What's the next project, Dr. Abraham? Is there something on the horizon? What's the next project?
Well, we actually have a lot in the horizon. Our next project, we really want to bring a mammogram clinic to one of our underserved areas in the city. We have not really determined exactly where. We probably will pick somewhere in maybe Third Ward, or an area where the people are not served adequately, or we know quite a few are not insured or underinsured. And this is definitely something we would like to see happen, is bringing free mammograms to the Houston community. And so come on the journey with us if you are able. And then we'll keep you abreast of what's going on. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube now, of course. So check us out, CaribbeanBreastCancer.org, and we will keep you abreast of anything that's going on, and just join us on that journey. It's such a worthy cause.
All right. Well, you heard Dr. Abraham. She has a lot to say about her journey with breast cancer, being a survivor for how many years, you said?
13
years. Oh my goodness. To God be the glory.
Hallelujah.
Not too many people, because I do have some friends who did not make it. They survived, and then within 2 years, it came back, and that was it. They could not, their life was cut short, very young. There's so many women out there. The numbers are endless. And for some reason, we focus on the month of October, but I want to encourage each one of you, go get checked. Go and get yourself screened. I just want to encourage you. And of course, as I said, check out CaribbeanBreastCancer.org. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Your number one station, pointing souls to Christ. Gospel Live 365.